Welcome guys to another video. I'm at this week's video location. I drove an hour and a half to get here. Now granted, half an hour was spent in traffic, but this location is called Cultus Lake, and it's about an hour and a half from Vancouver depending on the traffic. So I'm at Cultus Lake here in BC, in Chilliwack, BC, about an hour and a half, like I said, from Vancouver. I've been to this lake before and I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. So for today's video, it was a perfect location because what I want to do today, look at that beautiful light over there. What I want to do today is shoot a minimalist fine art photograph with a pier like this in the foreground, looking towards the lake, and maybe having this beautiful light. I'm gonna have to find a pier. Maybe I can start with this one and then shoot some photos. And that's it, just this type of photo I want today, nothing complicated. I don't want to run around for different shots. I just want to take one photo, one minimalist shot of the lake, the pier, and that's it. We're gonna use a tripod, an ND filter, and maybe the intervalometer for extended exposure time, more than 30 seconds, probably a minute and a half, depends on the light. So that's the plan. I'm gonna start shooting some photos because this landscape is just beautiful. Oh my god, the light is just phenomenal. So let's do that. So because I want a minimalist shot, it's probably going to be in black and white. I'm going to shoot it in color and then I'm going to transform it into a black and white in Photoshop or in Lightroom, because Photoshop and Lightroom, they have different types of tones of black and white, so I can play with that in post-production. But I'm just in awe for this light. Such a beautiful light. I think I'm going to put the zoom lens on and try to get closer to that light over there. What do you think? Beautiful, no? And also on top of those mountains I have some clouds, very dramatic. And I don't know if the GoPro can catch it, but I have really nice fog on the surface of the water over there, very beautiful. I got a couple of shots with the zoom lens. And the reflection on the lake is phenomenal. Right, so what I'm going to try to do is on my left there's a few more piers here, this jetty like this, and I'm going to try to scout a location that works better, because this is a bit on the right side of the lake and I want a pier that it's more centered. So I'm going to head over that way and see what I can find. We have some beautiful reflections in the lake over here. You can see the clouds and the mountains reflected in that water. I tried a vertical shot for the reflections in the back there. There's a couple of clouds on the mountain that's the furthest away. We'll see if it works. Now that I switched from my zoom lens to my wide 24mm, the fog is even more accentuated on the lake. Fantastic though. I like this pier over here. Let's see if we can use it. The problem is that these piers have these ladders to help you get out of the water, but I think it's gonna be okay. And oh yeah, I can shoot one from here, nice and tall with the whole pier. Let's try that. I know I said I just want to take the pier shot, the minimalist photo, but I just can't help it. There's so much to photograph. Such a beautiful place and a beautiful atmospherics right now. Look at that, lovely. I love that. I have such nice symmetry. That fog rolling in across the water, just something out of the movies. You know, when I was driving this way, I thought I was never gonna see the sunset light because this lake has all these hills around it with these tall trees. But looks like that way, look at that, sunset galore, beautiful. Now look at that cloud over there, what it's doing. Fantastic, absolutely. I took a couple of shots and they're just delicious, they're awesome. Look at that fog over there. Are you kidding me? I've never seen anything like this before. Man, I had so much fun photographing these clouds. All sorts of combinations on those treetops. Beautiful. Like one of the last photos I took, there were some stripes of clouds. They looked like freaking like spider webs. And there's still that cloud at the bottom of that lake over there, which is pretty cool. Fantastic. And towards the end of the lake, the light is starting to turn purple. Awesome stuff. I put my 24mm on again and I strapped an ND filter on it to try to take that long exposure minimalist shot of the pier. I think I'm a bit too close to the end of the pier. I'm gonna have to move a little bit back to reveal more of the pier, but I do like the clouds that are dancing on top of the treetops over there. So let me go to maybe 10 seconds on a 6-stop filter with f8. So I think it's gonna look good. Don't you love this location? Beautiful. I wish I had a wider lens. The widest I have is the 24mm, because on the 11 to 16 Tokina I cannot put an ND filter on it or any kind of filter because it's busted. So I'm stuck with working with this 24mm, which is not the best for this kind of situation. It's not the sharpest either. It's not too bad, but I would prefer something wider. When it gets darker, I think I'm gonna try the 11 to 16 Tokina with no filter on. It should work. So right now I'm gonna switch to the 11 to 16 Tokina to get a really wide field of view. I was shooting photos and there was a lady who came and said I was gonna put a beacon on the jetty here, and I said, yeah, put it there because maybe it's gonna look nice in the photo. So this is it. But yeah, the 11 to 16 seems to be working nicely. .8 because that's the lowest, that's the maximum I can go, because if I go f4 or f5.6 or any higher than that, the photo is going to be super overexposed because the lens, it's busted. So 2.8, and then I have 13th of a second at ISO 50, and I don't have an ND filter for this lens. All right, I'm gonna change locations. I'm gonna go 2 piers down and see what I can do from there. That puts me more to the left of the lake, and I'm gonna have to call it a day soon because the light starts to fade and I'm gonna have to go home. It's an hour and a half drive home. That's gonna be nice. And yeah, but let's take another couple of photos from a different pier. Okay, so I'm at a different pier now. I'm right at the beginning of the pier, as you can see over here. Position the tripod right in the middle of the jetty here, of the pier. You know, you're looking for symmetry when you're shooting stuff like this. Another one. Oh, this looks good. Yeah, I like this. Looks promising. With the clouds in the background, just beauty. Beauty. Man, those clouds. Look at this. So right now I position myself so that I can catch all 3 ladders in the frame, and if I turn this way I have more light on my face. So let's try that. I'm gonna shoot these 3 ladders with the jetty with the clouds in the background. You know what's nice when you shoot with the super wide angle lens? The edges of the pier or whatever you're shooting, if they're straight lines, they start to become one as you look further down the line. So that's the effect this wide angle lens gives you. And check this out behind me over there. Moonshine. That lady that put that light on the jetty just 5 minutes ago, she's kayaking now. Very nice. Man, look at those clouds, man. I keep saying that, but really, it's unbelievable. Can you see this? Everything starts to get enveloped by fog. This is such a beautiful, look at that moody atmosphere behind me. Unbelievable. Wow, look at that. Okay, 24mm on, or maybe leave the 11 to 16 because it's even wider, and then get a shot that way. I have that hotel over there with the lights on the bottom of the mountain, which makes for a beautiful frame. I think I'm pretty much the only one left on the lake, but look at this, look at this. Holy moly, I'm gonna get eaten by the fog here. After shooting all my photos, I realized that my minimalist shot would not work in this location simply because the lake was too small. For that minimalist photo to work, I needed a super clean background. Basically, just the water of the lake plus the pier as my subject. But with the lake being so small, I ended up getting the mountains and clouds as well in the background. So the only way I could get a minimalist shot at this location was if I turned my camera towards the pier and shoot it perpendicular on the pier. So that's what I did. Instead of going lengthwise on the pier, I turned my camera around and I shot a perpendicular shot on the pier. And the photo turned out pretty good, and here is the photo.